Hi guys, another sunny weekend. This time I'll be heading down to Gerringong on the New South Wales south coast. There's a nice little glimpse of Gerringong from the top of the Kiama bends as you're heading south, and just over 2 hours drive from the city of Sydney. Gerringong is very well known for its magnificent views. I'm actually booked into Gerringong Beach Caravan Park here in Gerringong. Actually a couple of hours early, but I've got a plan. I'm going to park up on the beach here and just watch the surfers do their thing. As you can see here, there's a car park just on my right now on the southern tip of the beach, but I'm going to go around to the front here and hopefully jag one of these spots right on the front, and I'll sit here and wait until my spot becomes available. Not a bad spot to sit and wait until my site becomes available. As you can see, and what I love most about my little van is that it's still big enough or small enough to fit in a regular car space. And the caravan park's only about 1 minute away from where I'm sitting here now. Yeah, we can't get into the caravan park until 2 p.m. I believe they may ring earlier, but 2 p.m. So I thought I'd take this opportunity to park the van smack bang right down here on the water. Car park's right on the water, and sit and chill with, my best mate. What do you think, champion? Good spot? So we're just going to sit inside our little van here and watch the surfers do their thing. I think it's about another 2 hours until we get our site. Right behind us there's a little cafe that's attached to the surf club. They sell coffees and cakes and toasties, so we're going to be okay. We've picked a nice weekend. The weather's supposed to be hitting 30 degrees, so we'll do a bit of an explore around. The swell's supposed to come up too. And in the right swell, you get a lot of these guys riding these right-handers from way out beyond the point. There's some really nice long rides in the best conditions. It takes me about 20 minutes to get everything set up inside and outside the van. That's a good part of the day when everything's done. Now, one of the first things I did, and I wanted to show you all, is set the little drone up, set the chopper out, and show you that little plunge pool and the rock pool on the northern side of Gerringong or Gerringong Beach. And as I fly around to the south, there's another rock pool as you get towards Gerringong Harbour. Now, another reason I did this was to see if I could access Gerringong Harbour from the rocks, and in low tide I can see, and we can all see now, that you can walk around from the beach down to the harbour, which is about a 15-20 minute walk. It's a beautiful little spot and definitely worth visiting. Looking north, as well as seeing these beautiful little rock pools and plunge pool, I just also wanted to show you the mountains and the nice long beach that stretches all the way up into the north, where we'll see Gerringong Lagoon. It's day 2, and I've just come around to Gerringong Harbour, just on the southern side. Today's a bit of a different video. I'm now sitting with my little friend here at the southern end of Gerringong Harbour. I was hoping to be able to walk around the footpath from Gerringong Harbour right around to the rock pool, and from there further around north to the beach. But it's high tide at the moment, and it's a big swell, so unfortunately I think my video is going to have to be a sitting down stationary one. But I just wanted to highlight just how beautiful this little town of Gerringong is. You've seen where the caravan park is, just on the eastern side of the highway, only about 100 metres west of the actual beach there at Gerringong Beach. As you saw, I parked my motorhome there earlier on. The caravan park doesn't give you access until after lunchtime. I was there in the morning, so it's a great spot to sit and wait until your site becomes available. But if you're staying at Gerringong, as well as walking on the beach, I definitely think it's worthwhile just heading south. And once again, I think you should make sure it's low tide, and walk around from the southern end of Gerringong Beach, or Gerringong Beach, but they call it Gerringong Beach, around to these little rock pools and this beautiful little harbour. Now, my GoPro, as I said before, it doesn't zoom in, but there's a new amenities block there with showers and toilets. There's picnic sheds, there's a free barbecue and a boat ramp. And in calm times, this is actually a beautiful little swimming hole, but being as big as it is swell-wise, it's probably not as inviting today. It's September, it's still a bit cool in the water, but definitely a spot you have to put on your list. Also from the south side here, you can see it's a fairly flat walk. Again, once again, in low tide, I think you should be able to get right around to that following point, and from there you'll be able to go down to Gerringong, which is also a magic little spot. But yeah, definitely if you're coming to Gerringong, as well as enjoying all the beautiful little cafes, pubs and clubs, I think it's definitely worthwhile taking a little 10-15 minute walk south of the main town and coming down and visiting Gerringong Harbour. There's only one caravan park here. It's got cabins of all sizes, as well as powered sites. I believe there was a couple of ensuite sites. I didn't get an ensuite site this time, as well as non-powered sites. So close to all the main shops. There's a couple of beautiful little cafes up on the top of the hill there. I think there's one actually called The Hill, and I'll be going up there later on and having a feed and enjoying the view. It looks over the whole coastline. I just wanted to take a little drive to the main street of Gerringong heading north. Just look to your right, you can see the water, and that building right beside that magnificent view is the little cafe they call The Hill. Just unfortunate that I couldn't walk right around the point here. I always feel a bit more comfortable walking and talking rather than sitting and talking, but you know what, this has been a lovely little day. And if you're heading down the south coast, I think it's a good idea to put Gerringong on your list. So once again, I do what I often do. I've sent the little drone up, my little chopper up, just to have a bit of a squiz around, and I wanted to just double check that I couldn't walk from Gerringong Harbour around to Gerringong or Werry Beach. You've really got to know the tides and appreciate the difference in conditions. You can see today there's quite a bit of swell, it's high tide, and it's virtually impossible to walk around. You could get yourself in a bit of strife. And that's another reason why I like having the drone, just to explore and see what I can and can't access. And walking around the rocks today is a bit of a no-go zone. If I didn't show it before, this rock pool and little plunge pool on the southern end of Werry Beach is a nice little swimming hole. Once again, this is the day where there was a lot less swell than there is now. Today, the water's washing directly over there. You've also got to be careful of these rocks here if you're having a bit of a surf here for the first time. I think there'd be a fair bit of skin on those rocks. Probably why they call it skin diving. So once again, if you have any questions or feedback, just leave them in the comment section below. If you like this video, please consider subscribing, liking and sharing with others. And if you're heading down the south coast, I think it's a good idea to put Gerringong on your list.